people, as I mentioned, may be familiar with space science or astrophysics, and they might think they want to study one, but when they get to university, they realise, imagine you were an astro student, and you got to university, you realise space science is the way forward, and I'm biased because I'm a space scientist, and that's what I hope everyone does. You're not set into that astrophysics path if you put on your UCAS form you wanted to do astro. Tell us a little bit about how you can kind of change your mind and the flexibility within the degree programme.
So short answer, it's very flexible and it's very easy to swap around. Part of the reason is because, as Simon and Susie have been saying, there's a huge amount of overlap between all of these different disciplines. So I don't think anybody mentioned the hardware side of space science, so actually building things to go up into space. We do plenty of that in the department. And then, of course, there's huge crossover with engineering and with quantum physics and semiconductors and all these other things. So yeah, there's a lot of crossover between different disciplines, and there's a lot of times where you think you might want to do something, and actually when you've experienced lots of things, you want to do something else. We know all of this, and so we've made sure it's absolutely flexible in the way you progress through the specialisms in the degree. So the way that it works is that the vast majority of students choose in year one some physics, some space science and some astrophysics, introductory elective material. In year two, they narrow that down to pick 2 from 3. So maybe if you're interested in planets, you might do intermediate astrophysics and space science in year 2. And by that point, you should really know what you want to specialise in. And in year 3, you would then do all of your electives content in the specialism that you want and graduate with a degree title that reflects that specialism, so with astrophysics or whatever. But even then, it's still flexible. So if you got to year 3 and you thought, well, I quite like astrophysics, but I also want to do an elective in medical physics, you could do that, but then you wouldn't have enough astrophysics credits to graduate with an accredited with astrophysics degree. You could still graduate with an accredited physics degree where you've done a broader range of things. So it's very flexible. Personally, I think this is a great thing. So I was a student at Leicester many years ago, too many to think about. And I came here because I was interested in astrophysics and black holes and neutron stars, and I still am. But once I'd done some more advanced physics, I found that I was more interested in the quantum stuff, the small stuff. And that's the way that my research career went. But I had the flexibility to do that. And I think it's important that everybody has that same flexibility to change their mind as they go through.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Merv. Thanks. I guess also the ability to switch between degrees lengths is useful as well. So I'll just kind of mention that. So you might sign up for physics with astrophysics BSc, but then you arrive and you realise you love astrophysics and you're loving your studies and you want to switch to the 4-year degree rather than the 3-year degree. And of course you can do that as well. So lots of flexibility there.